This is the tree, so we're very worried about it. The way that it leans towards the house is close to the house. We're expecting a baby in a few months.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you so much. But this is our future nursery, so obviously safety is a big concern. If there were a storm or something, we don't want anything coming down to hit us.
Well, let's take a look at the tree. It's a native silver maple. You see them all over the place here. This one's probably 40 years old, maybe 50 feet tall, so it's a good sized tree.
Okay.
And it's got a really good lean going towards your house. The other thing I noticed is right here, there's been a couple of cuts made on these trees and they were improper cuts, meaning they didn't heal well. And that's leading to rot. You can actually hear that there's rot in there, there's a hollow, probably carpenter ants. And look at the roots that are here. And they've either been hit by a lawnmower or a piece of equipment and are dying. Then that means there's less structure, less nutrients getting to our tree.
Okay.
And well, let's look at the lean. I know, usually in a big property like this, I can come up and make one cut and drop the whole tree right down. But it's awful hard to take a tree that's aimed that way and bring it over to another direction.
Right.
So I'm worried about taking it down safety.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is bring in an arborist friend of mine with the right equipment and take this tree down for you.
Great. Sounds good.
Hey Pete, you found it okay?
Yeah, great directions, thanks.
Good to see you.
Good to be seen.
Christy, this is Peter McBride.
Pleasure to
Very
meet
nice
you.
to meet you.
Pete's going to help us take down this tree safely today.
Yeah, we brought the bucket truck. We'll take some smaller limbs off, open up the crown, be able to put a rope up there and lower the things down.
We have our septic tank is right over here. Is that going to be a problem?
No, it shouldn't be. We'll set a lowering device over on that tree. We'll put a pulley up there and feed the rope through, and we can take some decent sized pieces and lower them safely.
Nice and soft on the ground. But this is going to be a dangerous area, and I'd like you to watch, but from way back, okay?
Sounds good.
Let's get started.
All right, we'll set up the truck.
Working around trees is dangerous, so Peter's wearing a hard hat, safety glasses, ear protection, protective chaps, and he's harnessed into the bucket. The first cuts are to clear out small branches to allow more access to the large branches and trunk. As Peter resets his bucket, we're going to get in and clean up the branches as we go. We'll feed these smaller ones into the chipper. Once the small branches are out of the way, Peter ties off a line to the larger branches so he can safely lower them down and control where and how they fall. Once we get down to the trunk and there's nothing to tie off to, Peter will drop pieces of the upper trunk in 2 to 3 foot sections. Once we get lower on the trunk to more usable firewood, we'll cut pieces 16 to 18 inches at a time. Once we get down to around 15 feet, Peter makes an angled cut at about 70 degrees, then a straight cut below that, creating a notch that's about 1/3 of the way through the tree. That notch will act as a hinge and direct how the tree falls.
Tighten it up.
We've also tied the trunk to a nearby tree, and Kenny will use a winch to ensure that the tree falls away from the house. Finally, a straight back cut, and once he's through, the tree is down.
All right, Roger, we got it on the ground. We've made our relief cuts. We don't want to cut it all the way through it and dull our chain. So
Right.
if you can give me a hand rolling it over, we'll finish off the cuts.
Give it a shot, Pete.
3. Keep going.
There you
A
go.
little bit more. Perfect.
Well, the tree's down safely, and you even got some firewood out of the deal.
Great. That'll be put to great use.
Now, the stumps, you can either get a grinder or grind them down, or let them decay naturally.
Okay. Thank you so much. We can rest a whole lot easier knowing that this is safe in our nursery. We will be safe.
Went well. Pete, thank you.
And a pleasure working with you again.
Thank you very much.
Oh, my
Appreciate it.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Good luck with the baby.
Thank you very much.
Well, that one was a leaner, huh?
Definite leaner, but did you notice there was some other keys too? I don't just go cut down a tree. I look at the tree. Factors tell me whether it should stay or go. That one had the roots were all ground up. They
Right.
look terrible. They're not going to help the tree be healthy. And the other thing was there was some rot where those limbs had been cut off, and that can be a problem.
So as you're going around looking at trees, sort of what is your checklist? What are the things that you're looking for?
A couple things I'll look for. The first is a wound or decay on the trunk of the tree. If it's 25% of the circumference or more, then that means that tree's a hazard and should come down.
Okay.
The other thing we look for is the tree hollow? Now, sometimes the vascular system will stay in here, but you'll get rot inside the tree. And if you can feel it and find it, then that's another reason. If it's like a third through, there's a problem.
So that's amazing. There can actually be some rot in the tree, and it's not necessarily a takedown.
even
It's
see
only
it all.
significant rot, or in this
Right.
case, a third or more of rot.
Right. But another key giveaway, and it may tie into that a little bit, is the canopy. If 50% of the canopy isn't leafed out, you got a problem.
Ah, okay. Good checklist. All right. Nice information, Roger. Thank you.